Are you struggling to understand chemistry no matter how much you try? Chemistry can be tricky, not because it's impossible, but because there's a bunch of stuff that just makes it feel way harder than it has to be. The good news is, if you approach it the right way, it easily starts to make sense. In this video, I've broken down 7 essential parts that will help you get better at chemistry, whether you're studying general, organic, inorganic chemistry, or just starting out in college. Part 1. Master the basics. Chemistry is nothing more than a set of rules and representations that must be combined with each other. At first, it can seem complicated because you have to memorize different formulas and equations, but once you really get the hang of them, the calculation steps become a lot easier. If you don't fully understand the core concepts, you'll likely struggle when you get to more complex topics. That's why having a solid foundation is essential. When we talk about the fundamental concepts of chemistry, we usually refer to these 9 main areas. A really effective way to strengthen your foundation is by using tools like Quizlet. It lets you create themed flashcards that help you review quickly and, most importantly, pinpoint your weak spots. Flashcards work well because they force you to recall information from memory rather than just reading it passively, which strengthens your long-term retention. Even if you're already ahead in your studies, don't skip reviewing the basics. Periodically going over the fundamental topics helps consolidate your knowledge and connect it better with more advanced material. After all, every advanced topic in chemistry is really just an extension of those basics. Part 2. Studying strategically. Studying chemistry takes more than just reading or memorizing. It's crucial to optimize both your time and the way you study to improve exam performance. To do this, it helps to structure your study sessions into clear, concrete steps. The first step is to choose the best time to study. The time of day when you study can have a big impact on learning. Research shows that the most effective hours for absorbing new concepts are between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. Step 2. Maximize concentration in short bursts. Studying chemistry for hours on end can be counterproductive. You risk getting confused and forgetting what you've learned. It's better to focus on a single topic at a time for 45 minutes, giving it your full attention. Then, take a 10-minute break to relax before moving on to the next topic. This approach helps maintain concentration and improves retention of concepts. Step 3. Engage with your learning. Imagine 2 students preparing for an exam. The first student tries to solve 20 exercises on a topic, going through them until all answers are correct. The second student takes the same amount of time to solve only 5 exercises, but takes the time to assess how well they have understood the concepts behind each exercise. Both are practicing, but the second student is using a more active approach because they are analyzing their own learning, while the first student is following a more passive approach, focusing only on completing tasks. Active studying means taking part in what you learn. The best way to do this is to always ask why behind each principle and not just how to apply it. Step 4. Stay organized. Clear organization allows you to quickly access what you need, saving a lot of time. Using a calendar also helps track deadlines, assignments, and planned study sessions. Planning ahead prevents last-minute cramming and lets you spread your study more evenly. Part 3. Visualize concepts at the molecular level. Chemistry can seem complicated because it deals with elements invisible to the naked eye. To truly understand what you're studying, it's essential to turn these abstract concepts into concrete mental images. One way to do this is to learn how to represent molecules in different forms. The main types are 5: molecular, condensed, displayed, structural, and skeletal. Practicing switching between these representations helps you better understand molecular structures and internalize the relationships between atoms and bonds. To make chemistry even more tangible, you can use 3D models and animated videos that show how atoms bond and interact. Online tools like MolView allow you to draw a chemical formula and visualize its 3D structure, rotating and zooming from different angles. This way, abstract concepts become visual and much easier to understand. Part 4. Master the periodic table. The periodic table is much more than just a chart of symbols and numbers. It is the key to understanding the behavior of all substances. An element's position on the table reveals much of its properties. Elements in the same group, such as sodium and potassium, share similar properties because they have similar electron configurations, which explains why they react in predictable ways. Truly knowing the periodic table means being able to read and interpret the information it contains, from the atomic number, which tells you how many protons an element has, to the atomic mass, which reflects its internal structure. To master the periodic table, it helps to learn one group of elements at a time, understanding each element's properties and observing how they relate to one another until you build a complete and logical view of the entire table. Over time, you learn to see the periodic table not as a list of symbols, but as a logical map that shows the relationships between elements, and this is what separates mere memorization from true chemical understanding. Part 5. Solve chemistry problems. In chemistry, many problems require precise calculations and a clear strategy to be solved. Almost every problem can be tackled by following 4 steps. The first step is to understand what is actually being asked. If we take this exercise, it asks you to calculate the mass of carbon dioxide produced from 10 grams of ethanol. The second step is to list data, units, and assumptions, so you don't get confused during calculations. In our example, jot down the mass of ethanol, the chemical formulas, the molar masses, and the molar mass of ethanol. The third step is to apply a problem-solving method. In the previous example, the solution method is: write the balanced equation, convert grams of ethanol to moles, use stoichiometry to find moles of carbon dioxide, and then convert moles of carbon dioxide to grams. To enhance your problem-solving skills, you can practice with past exam papers, work through sample problems step by step, or review mistakes to identify patterns. The fourth step is to check the result. I recommend checking the result only after completing the problem, because if you look at the solution immediately, you risk not really understanding which steps you have correctly mastered. Then, after completing the exercise, you can also use online tools that show the step-by-step process. Part 6. Build strong lab skills. Developing solid practical skills is essential because they allow you not only to perform experiments correctly, but above all, to truly understand the concepts you have learned in theory. The first step is to become familiar with the basic lab equipment: test tubes, graduated pipettes, analytical balances, beakers. The second aspect is lab safety. Knowing the rules of conduct, from the correct use of personal protective equipment to procedures for disposing of chemical waste, is not optional, but an essential basis for working with peace of mind. The third point is to take notes. Every experiment should be accompanied by a lab notebook where you record all the details. This allows you to repeat experiments or compare data over time. Laboratory skills train your scientific mind. You get used to forming hypotheses, designing experiments to test them, collecting data, and interpreting results critically. This approach will also help you in theoretical exams because it encourages you to reason through concepts rather than just memorize them. Part 7. Focus on chemistry, not just the math. Many students see chemistry as a subject full of numbers and formulas, but in reality, chemistry isn't mathematics for its own sake. It's the science that explains how substances behave in the real world. Every formula represents a phenomenon we can observe in nature, and every calculation step follows a specific chemical logic. That's why the key to tackling even the most complex problems isn't just thinking about the numbers. It's understanding the chemical why behind each operation. Ask yourself, what chemical principle is driving this reaction? How would the result change if I altered one of the reactants? What is the relationship between this quantity and the behavior of the substances involved? Answering these questions will help you solve exam problems without getting lost in the math. Let me know in the comments some ideas for the next video. If you enjoyed this one, give it a like, and I'll see you next time.